Hey trappers, it's your friend No Name Trapper here with you today. Today's video is about protecting your investment. Steel's not cheap, so when we buy traps, new traps specifically, we'll cover new and old. Alright, when you buy a new trap, it comes in with oil on it. It should, okay? So the main thing is you want to clean all the oil off before you do anything with it. A lot of guys use dishwasher or car wash. If I've got just a few, I'll set them out and let it rain on it a few times, and when it gets a layer of surface rust, I'll clean that off, and then I've got bare steel. You want to work with bare steel, right? So whatever you do, Bond's the best. I hope that makes sense. Okay. If you've got a rusty trap, a used trap, what you can do is you can soak it in. Well, here, I got some I've been working on. These were rusty as can be. Vinegar and water, 50-50 mix. Okay, these were covered in rust. And you see here they look about bare steel. I mean, they could use maybe a little more cleaning or brushing on, you know, get some of that rust off a little better maybe. But basically you want bare steel, as close to bare steel as you can be. Alright, so when you get started, guys, there's a few ways to go. You can dip your traps in like a dye or Full Metal Jacket or stuff like that, right? You can dip your traps and then wax them. That's what a lot of guys do. Or walnut holes or whatever, right? You can do those processes and dye them, and wax them. That's not what I do. So I start with bare steel, and I've done all the following processes. I've rattle can, I've standard paint, spray paint gun, okay? I've used powder coat, and I've dipped them, right? So pretty much any method you can think of with paint, I've done it from a bare steel beginning. It works really well. Typically, based on catches, I'll get 2 to 5 to 6 years out of them. And what I do is through the season, if paint's wearing off of them really bad, I'll throw them in a bin. So next year I don't even have to sort. I just know, hey, there's my bin. That's what needs redone, right? So I'll repaint them. I'm not going to protect the paint. I'm protecting the trap. The paint protects the trap. I don't care to protect the paint. It protects the trap. To me, that's just an extra step, and I don't care to. This one here was powder coated. It's only survived probably 2 catches, I believe. I was running Bridger 2s for I think 1 or 2 seasons. I had a bunch of them, and then I switched to 550s, and then I ran 2s and 550s. So that one's only got a couple catches, but it's still in fine shape. Okay, but again, I'll repaint them every 2 to 5 years based on how the shape they're in, right? But for me, and a guy who traps every day of the year, right, doing nuisance work to fur bearing, and handles a lot of steel, a lot of quantity on things that guys couldn't imagine probably, or don't imagine for a standard trap line. I need efficiency. And time efficiency is super important to me. And once I put that protective coat on, I've protected my investment, right? So then I'm just going to move on to the next step. I hope that makes sense. I'm not criticizing anybody's process. I want you guys to understand that do whatever works for you, but don't be afraid to try something new. You know, with dipping them, that's what I'm getting more to, is where I just dip them in like tractor enamel paint with thinner. I learned that from my friend Dale Billingsley. It's just a quick process. You can dip a ton of them in one day out of 1 bucket of paint, and you hang them up, you're good to go. Yeah, I just like simple, I like easy, and no matter what you do, I believe in protecting your investment. Steel's not cheap, and you'd be surprised. Some of these traps can run 20, 30, 40, 50 years if maintained properly. You know, the only things you'll have to replace, like on this one, is eventually like coil springs, chain and swivels. You know, any other major damage. You can replace every part on a trap if you need to. But I do like powder coat. I mean, look how nice this looks, right? But it costs money unless you got a powder coat booth sitting around, and then I highly recommend it. So yeah, that's what I got for you today, guys. Protect your investment. That's my process. If it doesn't fit your process, that's fine. Regardless, protect your steel. All right, guys, that's all I got today. See you on the next episode. Tight chains out there.